So random decided to send your boy Tall Guy that brand new 2025 Ram 1500 RHO. And this joint is legendary, and I'm gonna tell you what it's like living with it. The good, the bad, and of course, everything in between. Let's get to it. Now let's talk about what makes the RHO so special, because most people are gonna compare this joint to a TRX, but coming from a previous TRX owner like me, this joint is very similar, but it's also very different. And for those who know, you know, like Dodge would say, I literally took delivery of my TRX launch edition the first year it dropped, paid $8,000 over sticker. Man, that was crazy, crazy times, right? But I had a lot of fun in my TRX, and my wife and I, within an hour of taking delivery, we literally drove from one side of the country to the other side of the country, up and down all throughout the country, and drove over 20,000 miles collectively in my TRX within the first few weeks of a month of having my TRX. Got pulled over a bunch of times in that joint. I absolutely loved my TRX, and it was great as far as practicality goes. That's why we took it on that road trip. I mean, I was able to make a bed in the back of this joint for my wife. We literally traveled everywhere in that thing, and we had a whole lot of fun. But I'm not gonna lie to you though, that joint was a gas guzzler. And these two pickup trucks are completely different in that regard, because this joint gets almost 400 miles per full tank. And the TRX, I don't think it got nowhere near that. It was a long time ago, but I can't even really remember. But I will tell you, city driving or highway driving with this RHO, off rip is better than the TRX. And the reason why is because you got the inline six versus the supercharged V8. So that's obvious, we know that. But I just was really surprised that this RHO was gonna be this good on gas. I've had it for a week now and haven't had to fill it up one time. And I've been driving the shit out of this truck. Fast, slow, cruise control, using the adaptive cruise control and the driver assist, which is really good, by the way, too. I like that a lot. It's not the best, but it's really good, and it surprised me to come from the RHO and having that. So I did like that, I did utilize that, and I would have loved to have that in my TRX when my wife and I went on our road trip. So that's where these joints differ and are kind of similar. They are also the same when it comes to looks. This joint looks like a twin brother of the TRX. And that's not like surprising with Dodge and what they done with the Demon, the Hellcat, the Red Eye, the Jailbreak. I mean, it'd be finagling with that. Let's be real right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Scat Pack wide body that make it look like the Hellcat. I mean, it's just Dodge. Like, one thing I will say about when Dodge does do that, it makes it really dope for the people who either made the smart financially right decision, or the people who just couldn't afford the Hellcat or the Demon or the Demon 170. It makes them much more of a happy, satiated customer, because with the RHO, you get the look of the TRX without the TRX price tag. For people who don't know cars like that, but they know a TRX, but they don't know a RHO, if this is going down the road, you would just assume that it's a TRX. If you don't got none of the RHO badges, you would just assume that this joint is a TRX. In fact, I would even go as far as that if you took all the RHO badges off and put the TRX badges on here, nobody would really question if you got the RHO or the TRX. They would believe that you had the TRX. So this is how similar these joints look coming from a previous TRX owner. It's very little things that separate them, right? And then on the inside, the practicality is the exact same as the TRX. It feels like you're driving a TRX daily. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, the performance, I will say on this inline six, it's not obviously as fast as a supercharged V8 with that, you know what I'm saying, that Hellcat wide and all that. Like, of course it's not that. But I will say, this joint will shock and utterly surprise you how fast this joint goes. I thought this joint was gonna be phony when I first got into it as far as on the driving side. I just thought it was gonna be a pickup truck that looks like the TRX, but the performance was gonna be weak. It's a V6, it don't sound the same, it don't drive the same, it ain't gonna be none of the same. And I was expected to roast this joint to shreds, but when I got into it and I stepped on that gas, the first time I said, damn. No, this joint gets up. You got a 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. So you gotta understand that ain't no slouch. It ain't no TRX understanding it, but in a way, it has it in its own inline six way. 4.4 seconds in a big ass heavy truck like this, a pickup truck, is still pretty impressive. So it does have performance, just not TRX performance. It has the practicality, like I said. In some ways on the practicality too, this one is better than the TRX. Like for instance, that middle seat, my TRX didn't turn into a cup holder with an armrest and all the good stuff in the back seat, middle seat, which is really dope. It transforms back there. It also didn't have a TV integrated within the passenger side dash, which would have been super legendary when my wife and I was on our cross-country road trip. So like that right there alone says a lot to me. You got an RHO badge on the dash, you got the RHO embroidery on the seats, I mean, you got everything else is pretty much the same. And I would even say the digital gauge cluster is better than it was in my TRX as well. And then the heads-up display, everything can be reconfigured. It's so much better. The screen is the same. The armrest is the same. Pretty much everything is the same. And you got dual wireless phone charger, which is super legendary. You got more chargers. And they just made the RHO better in a lot of ways with little simple things. Obviously, you take away the performance, that's a game changer piece. And if you ask me, would I choose the TRX over the RHO or the RHO over the TRX? Let's be real. I'm gonna pick the TRX 10 out of 10 times. But it doesn't mean that I wouldn't buy the RHO, because I would definitely buy this truck. $76,000 starting where the TRX was $100,000 starting, and with my TRX back then, my transmission blew out. It was a whole thing with modifying the cars, which yeah, go watch those videos if you haven't done so, but that's what happened with my TRX ultimately. So I thought this was gonna be phony, but it's not. Ain't nothing phony about this joint. This joint is legendary and you must respect it, but is it a TRX? Absolutely not. And we can't forget or fail to mention that a lot of people say, I'm not saying it because I haven't taken this joint off-roading, but a lot of people say that the RHO is better off-roading than the Ram TRX. And if that is true, that's another good bump up for the RHO and why you gotta respect it. I took my TRX off-roading. I took it to the dunes in Vegas. I took it rock crawling. I've pretty much done everything you could think of off-roading in a TRX. I think I've pretty much done. And I had a lot of fun in my TRX doing it. I did break some stuff, some knuckles, some shocks, some absorbent stuff. Whatever that stuff was that broke, I didn't broke it. I did have a lot of fun in my TRX and I wouldn't regret it or take it back. But I haven't had the chance to off-road in this RHO. I just didn't have enough time this week. But next time with the RHO, maybe I will. But a lot of people say that the RHO is better off-roading than the TRX. I would own the TRX and the RHO. That's how good this RHO is. I don't think that would be a crazy thing to do either. It might look crazy from the outside, but I would buy this RHO. Now let's talk about this TV integrated on the passenger side dash for the front seat passenger. All you gotta do is press a button to activate that joint to turn it on or off. And when it's off, it looks just like part of the dash. You gotta actually take a double take, like, is that a TV? You know what I mean? But that's how seamlessly integrated it is into the dash, which by design side looks really good. And from actual performance side, like actually using that joint, it's super intuitive, easy to use, responsive, just like your infotainment screen. It's super easy to use, right? And I just thought that was so dope because to have that on a road trip for the front seat passenger in a pickup truck is just crazy and unheard of. I've never seen a pickup truck with a TV integrated in the dash or just a TV in general for the front seat passenger. So I gotta give Ram respect for that because that was super innovative and thoughtful. I like that a lot. Now, there is a caveat. I would have liked for Ram, if you're gonna do that, let's go all out, balls to the wall, pause. And let's throw some TVs in the back for the backseat passengers as well, because once if somebody's on the front seat, or like we did in my TRX, my wife was in the back, sleeping, laying down in a nice comfortable pallet. If we could have had a TV back there, that would have been ultra legendary. And then if you got somebody in the front seat, that'd be dope that they could watch that too as well. But from the driver's side, obviously you can't watch that TV because they got it tinted and blurred out from an angle that you just can't see while driving, because you don't want to be distracted while driving. You want to be able to activate that driver assist and just stay focused on the road with that crispy heads-up display that could be reconfigured along with that digital gauge cluster to match each other, which I like a lot. But then you can also reconfigure this digital gauge cluster, which has a high resolution, nice design, and super intuitive and easy to use, just like that front passenger's TV integrated within the dash. So I like that a lot too. And this infotainment screen will keep the driver entertained thoroughly throughout the drive because it just looks so good. I mean, just from a design side, I always loved that ever since Ram came up with this big screen. And I thought that was a big selling point for Ram because the Ram interiors are just far better than any other pickup truck, in my opinion. Does it look the best? That's debatable, right? All depending on what you look, because the Ford trucks, I ain't gonna lie, them joints, they've always been steppers on the exterior look, but their interior has always been weaker and blander to me. But I do like them, but they could be a lot better. Like the Ram has the best interiors by far to me. And this screen really sets them apart. Like just from an interior, like refined standpoint, Ram would win, even if you took the screen away, in my opinion. Y'all get active in the chat and let me know in the comments, do you agree with me? But I would say once they put that screen in there, along with all this interior leather, carbon fiber, Alcantara and all that, no other pickup truck has ever been able to come close to Ram in the interior. And I think Ram has taken that and ran with it because they know that they hold the crown with that. And I think Ford they kind of just keep capitalizing on what they're good at, and that's them exterior looks, headlights, the cuts, edges, and creases, and different things like that. And I think Ram tried to compete, obviously, with the Raptors, the V8 Raptors, and all those different ones, the Shelby Raptors, and they came up with the TRX, and then now they got the RHO, and they stopped making the TRX. So, I mean, I just like their interiors the best. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but y'all get active in chat and y'all let me know, what do y'all think? Now, let's talk about these seats, because these joints are just as comfortable as they look, but if you wanna make them look even better, make sure you get your Barrett's Automotive pristine leather condition by clicking that link below in the description to find out ain't no cap in our wrap, because we really got the best car wash products in the game. I promise you, click the link and you won't regret it. You will not have buyer's remorse, just like you won't have buyer's remorse if you buy this RHO, because these seats are even massaging seats with 5 different massages and 3 different levels of intensity. And Ram didn't even have to put these massaging seats in here. If there was no massaging seats, it's not like I would have made this living with video and been like, you know what, man? I wish these joints had massaging seats, because who puts massaging seats in a pickup truck? Both the front seat passenger and driver got full massaging seats. I'm not talking about just for your back. It's on the buttock area as well, if you like that kind of thing. I just like to focus on my lower back and keep it, you know, extracurricular up right there, because I'm tall, I'm 6'10", and my lower back get a little tight sometimes, you know what I mean? But you do have the full massaging seats if you do want that, with the bottom cushion being massaging seats and the back cushion being also massaging seats. But this joint is legendary, man. I would have never expected that to be in a pickup truck. In fact, when we first got in and I knew it had massaging seats, there would be times my wife and I forgot that it had massaging seats, because like I said, who puts massaging seats in a pickup truck? We use those massaging seats every single day, because they are that good. Just like that Barrett's Automotive pristine leather conditioner. Click the link below in the description and get yours. Now, another thing that makes this truck so game changer is the fact that you got 2 wireless phone chargers for the driver and the front seat passenger, in case you both want to charge your phones, which is dope in design. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I gotta keep it funky with y'all, because y'all my people. Those chargers are not the best. I mean, I could literally put the phone on there and it would not charge. I could try to put it in the perfect spot. There was only one time I got them joints to really charge how I wanted it to, and it didn't charge for long. As soon as you hit a bump, it was just out of place, even though it got the clamps to hold the phone in place. They're not the best chargers, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I do like that they put the thought into trying to do it. I don't know if it's just because I got a PR truck, or if it would be like that if you got yours brand spanking new, because this joint got 5,000 miles on it. But if we already having problems with wireless phone chargers at 5,000 miles, we got much bigger problems around. So to me, I like the effort. You get a like E for effort, not an A for effort, because the A would mean you got a top level passing grade. So I'm gonna give it an E, because I do give you the effort, because I like the design of it and I just wish they were better. No matter how I used to try to put it on there, whether it was on the left side, right side wireless phone charger, it just wouldn't connect. And if I gotta work that hard to put my phone on a wireless phone charger, then I just don't think they're that good. And that's just my honest opinion. Now, while we're talking about Ram and what I love that they did right, it was this armrest as well, because it's wrapped in Alcantara and leather, but it's so practical, so abundant, has 2 different compartments, has chargers in that thing with a whole lot of abundant space. That's one thing I love about pickup trucks in general, is the armrest space, and the practicality, because in just the front seat alone, we got 8 cup holders. We got 2 in the driver's side door, 2 in the middle, and 2 behind your armrest, along with 2 more in the passenger side door panel as well. So you got 8 cup holders in just the front seat area alone, with 4 cup holder spaces for just the back seat passengers alone. So I love the practicality of a pickup truck, especially in that armrest storage space. So I just like that a lot, man. So I just had to talk about that. This back rear window right here opens and closes electronically by simply pushing a button right here in the front. Ever since I did a review on the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, that joint is legendary, and I just love how the Toyota Tundra's back window roll up and down like a regular passenger window inside a car or truck. So I just wish that Ram, Ford, and every other pickup truck place would do that with the big window going up and down. Like, why is Toyota, did they patent that or something? Y'all gotta let me know in the comments below, because I just don't know. But I do wish that every other pickup truck had that too, because it's dope from an aesthetic standpoint, but it's also dope from a practicality standpoint as well. So y'all let me know, would y'all like that in y'all pickup truck, even though it ain't a Toyota? Now, next up, we have to talk about the fact that this pickup truck has real memory seats. Not them fake memory seats where you gotta press and hold the button to get your seat adjusted, because you might as well just use your seat adjusters to do that. This joint has real memory seats. All you gotta do is press the button and the seat does the rest. You ain't gotta do nothing else other than sit back and get comfy and cozy in these massaging seats, which I like a lot. And I always destroy manufacturers who have a truck, SUV, or car that says they got real memory seats, but you gotta press and hold the memory seat button like you do with the seat adjusters in order for that seat to go back into that position. That's not real memory seats, man. Now this next thing, I can't believe I'm about to talk about. This, I know I'm getting old, y'all. It's gonna be the coin holder right by the armrest. Like, that's an underrated feature to me right now at my age of 36, about to be 37. As I get older, I really hate when like loose change falls out my pocket, goes into the crevasses of the seat, the door panel, or I gotta take it out and throw it in the armrest, and then over time, my armrest is just filled with change, right? So I just really like that coin holder right there. And I'm like, man, that would be really dope. Like if I could have that and use that every single day, because that way you can just pick it right out of there. I used to see that in cars before. I'm like, why did they even put that in there? I know I'm getting old, y'all. Another like of mine is gonna be the fact that that middle back seat, I touched on it earlier, but I gotta touch on it again. That joint transforms into an armrest with cup holders, a center console storage space, and more storage space in the armrest. And from a design side, it just doesn't look like it'd be able to do that. It just looks like a regular middle back seat. But that joint folds down into a sturdy armrest, and then to give all that practicality to the backseat passengers like their front seat passengers, I just thought that was dope, so I had to talk about that as a like for sure. Now my next like is gonna have to be them tires. Them rims are decent, but them tires are real nice, and big tires need love too, so you wanna make sure you get your Barrett's Automotive Magic Tire sheet on them things, and make sure you ain't got them ashy elbow tires, because who want that on a legendary whip like this or the one you got? So make sure you get your Barrett's Automotive Magic Tire sheet by clicking that link below in the description. Now we gotta talk about some of my dislikes, and my first dislike is gonna be the fact that these windows in this car are not automatic up and down for all 4 windows. Now I do like the fact that the back windows go flush all the way into the door panel. What I don't like is that the back windows are not automatic up and down, only the front ones are for the driver and the front seat passenger. So that to me, off rip, is gonna be a dislike. Now my next dislike is gonna be the fact that this max AC don't be max ACing, man. The all around like blowage of this, I don't know what you call it, turbines up in that thing, just don't blow hard enough, pause. Like whether it's hot or cold, if it's really cold, you want it to get hot really fast, and you want that joint to knock your toupee off your head because the wind in here and the velocity is so crazy, but it doesn't. And when it's hot, and it's been really hot, it's been 90+ degrees every single day out here in LA, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I get in the car and I'm like, man, ain't got no 10 on this joint, so it'd be just straight fish bowling, and it'd be hot boxing with the heat up in here, and then you get up in here and then you boxing with the heat. So it's like you wanna put on that max AC and then get straight to it and have that wind just blowing at you in cold air, or at least decently cool air until it gets really cold. Y'all know what I mean, man. But speaking of that, when you first get in this car, this infotainment screen, I don't know why it's this way, because I've never experienced this with a Dodge product or a Ram product. This screen is laggy at times, and I mean really laggy at times, especially when you first start the car. So imagine, like I said, when you first get here in the hot boxing heat, and then you're trying to get cooled down, and then the screen is lagging. That is whack. With a screen that looks this good and coming with that much tech, with that high of a resolution and modern design, I've never had a problem with any of my Hellcat products, my TRX, Trackhawk, any of them. Like, it was never a lag. It was always intuitive, super responsive, easy to use. But for some reason, this RHO is laggy, man, and it's laggy a lot. So I don't know if that's a forever thing or just a right now in this car thing. But I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't like that. Now my next dislike is gonna have to be the fact that there's no running boards, step ladders, or nothing on this pickup truck, which is crazy because me at 6'10", obviously I don't need them. I get in and out of this truck super effortlessly, super easy, and it's super beyond comfortable for me to be able to do so. But my wife, who's 5'9", 5'10", who's not your average height woman now, she has a hard time getting in and out of this truck, and so does my dog Farid. So you got, and he's like a 6-foot man, you know what I mean? So you gotta think about this, like, and everybody struggles getting in and out of this joint but me. So the fact that Ram doesn't have it coming standard with step boards and running boards and power boards or something is crazy to me, because I'm not gonna be the majority. I'm gonna be the minority of humans that's in an abnormally tall category. So I don't know why that just wouldn't come standard on an RHO. Now my next dislike is gonna have to be the fact that Ram put these pissy yellow snowball lights in the sun visor. I just don't like that in 2025, and especially when you got bright white LED lights for every other light in this car. Like this middle one right here for the backseat passengers, bright white LED light, look. And then you even got that above the center console for the front seat passengers as well. So it's such an easy fix to not have those pissy yellow snowballs in the sun visors. I just can't understand it. And I dealt with that problem with the Dodge Durango Hellcat as well, but that one was way worse because it was not only in the sun visors, It was for the backseat passengers, third row passengers, and everything. So it's just such an easy fix. I had to mention that as a pure dislike. So that's everything your boy got to talk about when it comes to that brand spanking new 2025 Ram 1500 RHO. And if you're rocking with this joint just as much as me, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you check out the 5-minute review format as well, which is also just as legendary, along with everything else that we've reviewed as well. We got a plethora of legendary content for y'all, and with a whole lot more legendary content coming for y'all real soon, along with some more legendary car wash products from Bears Automotive, yours truly. Make sure you support the campaign by clicking them links below in the description. Make sure you make a wish list. If you can't get it now, get it later. Either way it goes, we'll see you on the next video. Until next time, you did.